All right, let's get a reading for the collective. What's the energy of the person watching that we need to be mindful of? What's the current energy? We have the Page of Cups. It's that young, childlike feeling. There's a lot of flow, a lot of movement. You might have some choices coming up with the Fool. Allow yourself to pay attention to your emotions, but also pay attention to the little kid you. What do they want to do today? And that could be what unlocks your next move. What's the biggest challenge for the day? The King of Pentacles. Responsibility is coming out. Allow yourself to have time for you, time to feel joy without being so rigid on, I have to earn my joy. You're allowed to be joyful in working. You're allowed to be joyful whenever you want to be joyful. Now, the King of Pentacles could be a connection that is struggling, or it could be a job that is struggling. And it also came out in the challenge position. So if you're also trying to balance finances, this will affect some finances here. And maybe you're trying to close your emotions down to work harder and like tooth and nail, but there's a sense of you need to make sure that you find something that you can enjoy. You're allowed to enjoy. Keep the energy lighter. You're creating. Creation should be exciting. Subconsciously, you have emotional stability, but I feel like you're over maturing it. You're not allowing yourself to do something joyful. It's a very I have to make sure that justice, this is balance, this is equal, this is even. It's very, very cerebral. I know I'm not seeing the King of Swords, but I'm feeling a King of Swords. It's very strategic, very controlled, but sometimes you just need to go out and do something for you. It's in the past. Let's deal with this. We do have the Eight of Wands reversed. Three of Wands. I definitely understand why we're seeing the Emperor at the bottom, because I feel a very stubborn energy. You're like, my life used to just drag, and now when it moves, I want to force it to move faster. Allow yourself to pause now again. It's like smell the roses energy. There is a flower in here. Maybe you want to go fishing. But here's the thing. You're allowed to pause and live and enjoy what you have built and then continue building. But there is a pause that's being asked. It's being compared to the past. And maybe it moved too slow in the past for what you wanted. But the Emperor tries sometimes to control everything. I want you to know you have all the tools. You have all the ability to do this, especially coming out with that King of Cups here. You have emotional stability when you need it. But it's almost like it's very rigid of, yes, I feel, but I don't want to get carried away. Allow your inner child to get carried away with something. Why are you overprotecting it? Energy moving forward. Ten of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy energy in your field, but you're bringing it on yourself because this Page of Cups being lighthearted, going to do something fun, offloads that. Offloads that. In fact, this is almost a cycle where you're working harder, okay? But you correlate working harder to more abundance, whereas embodying the excitement and the energy will get you farther. You're just pulling in more heavy energy and more heavy things to do to feel that accomplishment, but it's taking time out of you being able to enjoy you. If this is somebody who's single, you could also be avoiding commitment in something because it takes too much time. That's probably not for everybody, but there is a commitment here to this. There's something hidden that they need to know. Four of Cups. Here's the thing. When you do this pattern here, you know you can feel. And maybe you just spend time to yourself. But eventually when you do this, this is the card of, can be depression, can feeling emotionally drained, or just emotionally numb. When you do the pattern of overworking here and you get so lost in it, your body, you might forget how to feel. You might get actually bored and not know how to fill it with things that find you, that you find joyful. The other part is the people around you are going to feel this. They're going to feel that you are numb. They are not going to get this energy from you unless you invest it. So, like, for example, if this is somebody who's married, your spouse is going to feel that you are putting all your energy outside of you and that your emotions aren't invested in the connection. This is what they're going to feel. And this is a perception thing of what energy am I radiating? And whoever this is has the ability to balance all four kings. I have seen all four kings. I felt the King of Swords, and we saw the Emperor. The Emperor is all four kings. You have stability. You have a lot of growth here. You have a lot of determination, but it's now time that you find a balance. You're allowed to feel this King of Cups. Being in the subconscious here, this is where it's trying to transition to. You're allowed to put emotion into what you do. And even if your everyday job that you do, you have to make sure that you're emotionally grounded, yes. But what do you do outside of that? Do you work until you fall over? We have the Wheel of Fortune. It's moving for you. There's more abundance. The universe is trying to show you. There's another section of growth. It's going to take a refinement of how you express emotion. That card wants to be out. I am going to ask for another one for guidance. What else for guidance here? Ten of Swords. And I was pulled to pull this afterwards, and I don't know what that card is, but we have the Ten of Swords. It's an ending to a pattern. It's an ending to the pattern, and we're ending literally with that Emperor. You have all the tools you need. The Emperor also includes that Magician. You have all the tools. Okay? This is learning curve, new version of self. This is not failure energy. I didn't do what I needed to do. This is refinement energy. So whoever this is for, you're like, I deserve to have peace. I deserve to have joy. You deserve to live in joy. You are more in an overworking stance. But the Ten of Swords is an ending to something. And I love this Ten of Swords because in this Ten of Swords, he's staring at his hands. The hands are detached, but what did I do in the past? And why am I here? And how do I switch this? This is where you decide to change up what you do. This energy doesn't have to be heavy. The Ten of Wands in this deck is a bird falling. Okay? It's falling. You are trying to let go of energy that you don't need. That, again, if you, for example, in your work, if you're covering for other people, even in a relationship, if you're covering for your person, you are giving so much of your energy outside of you that you're not being able to focus on you. And that pattern, it's going to bring more people around that drain your energy. You're clearing up your field and refining your field. So I want you to know, just because it might move slower doesn't mean you're repeating the past, but it's allowing you to come alive again. The Tower. I mean, you can't get a better card than that. See, here's the thing. The Tower can be destruction. It can be removal. But this is how you from beliefs. I'm getting responsibility specifically. I got that earlier. But what do you believe about responsibility? Do you believe you're not allowed to have joy until you make so much money? Do you believe that you're not allowed to have joy unless you do X, Y, or Z? Everybody's allowed to have joy. There's no prerequisite. That could even be what you look at. But you're growing life in a different way. And this is an energy of I never feel like enough is enough, but you're allowed to live now, not later. So allow yourself to keep moving forward in what you know. Grow what you know. The expansion, you're ready for whatever expansion this is. And expansion might be uncomfortable at first. And maybe you're not sure what to do in silence or what to do on your own or what to do for joy. I mean, trust me, the younger version of you can figure it out. Don't overthink it. And the only swords here are the 10. You're looking back, but you're not stuck in this mental loop. There's no mental loop stuck here. You know what you believe and why you do the things you do. Now you're reflecting on why you do the things you do. Can I get an oracle card to close this out? Okay. I guess we're already there. Called, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. You're being challenged. King of Wands was at the bottom at the beginning. That's the leader. You're being challenged to do something different. You could also be an example. So if you are somebody who people look up to, this will help a lot of other people who might be struggling with the same thing, especially if it's burnout. All right? Thank you again for joining. Love, light, and positive vibes.